Cherish Kanigamic, and Charity Thistle is the director. And we are going to interview our special education teacher from our school.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So my name is Jen, and I'm the special education teacher here. So come on in. So welcome to my classroom. So me personally, I look after grade 4, 5, and 6s. So I'm a part of the junior department when it comes to special education. My students know me as Miss Jen, so feel free to call me whatever you'd like. So I'm just going to walk you through my classroom and highlight different resources that I use for my students, okay? So the first area is what you see over here. So here at Thomas Fiddler Memorial Elementary School, we focus on 3 different projects. So we do Jolly Phonics. This is a literacy program, so it's for students who are just beginner readers. I have grade 4, 5, and 6 students who work on this program, and it all works on the basic sounds. We also do Jump Math, so it's divided by ability level, so we use those resources as well. And we do a little bit of A to Z learning. These are the student portfolios, so again, they're all categorized based on their grade. All right, come on over. Over here, I like to use an interactive program when I teach kids how to spell. So I believe a lot in movement. So instead of students just using a pencil and paper, this way kids can actually engage in lettering. So when they're learning how to spell, they actually come up to the board and they'll play with the letters and try and find different things so that they get the spelling right. We work with Jolly Phonics words as well as Dolch sight words, which are the 200 most common English words in our language. All right, come on over. So over here we have a classic word wall. We focus on different words, so I like to change them up every so often. Also in this area over here, we have a whole bunch of language manipulatives. So we do a lot of game-based learning. So here we have bingo, but it's with prefixes and suffixes. We have some addition flashcards, different puzzle pieces, again, to really engage the mind. Over in this section, we have our math manipulatives. So I focus on literacy and numeracy. So we have a whole bunch of patterning manipulatives, base 10s, different fun things like that, calculators, as well as little clocks to teach children how to tell time. This almost concludes our tour. I'm just going to take you over through our library. We do a lot of story-based learning here, engaging kids with picture books. And basically the filing cabinets are filled with reading, phonics, spelling words, a whole bunch of different resources in there that we try and distribute to homeroom teachers as well. So that kind of concludes, seeing my space a little bit. So feel free to join me and sit down. Hi.
Hi. Okay, can you tell me the history of special education?
Yeah, of course. The history of special education in Canada is definitely a vibrant one. From what I understand, it kind of started off with one case. So it was one law case where a student wanted to be integrated in their own classroom. Okay, so how it was originally is that there was a special ed classroom where students were 100% removed from their peers, and then there was the rest of them. So it kind of caused this us and them, me versus them stigma. Nowadays, it's expanded though into integration. So how that works is instead of just like 100% secluded spec ed room for any student on an IEP, we try and do integration. Maybe withdrawing students for an hour a day, but for the most part, they're with their same age peers in a homeroom classroom.
Okay. Where does the funding come from?
That is a great question. Trace the money. It kind of depends. So sometimes it comes from the federal government, sometimes it comes from the provincial government. It depends where you work. So here in Sandy Lake First Nations community, the special education money comes from the federal government. What I understand is this year with Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister, he actually expanded the special education budget and has doubled it. So that means for us that I get to hire 2 extra paraprofessionals working with students. So it basically comes from the federal government, at least here. And we get to use it to buy manipulatives, buy resources, buy licenses. So if you want to do an online program with kids, or even pay for things like Jolly Phonics or Jump Math, all that costs money, as well as hiring paraprofessionals to support special needs kids.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah.
2 extra paraprofessionals.
We're excited.
Can you tell me a little bit about the mandate?
Yeah, definitely. So how it works, at least for me, is once or twice a year, it's mandated that I host IPRC meetings. So IPRC meetings are identification, review, placement committees, and those are basically made up of the principal, myself, the homeroom teacher, parents, and paraprofessionals. All of those people are invited, and we get together and we either start the process and initiate looking at a child and seeing if they need special education services, or we're reviewing on how they're doing. So that is something that is mandated. It happens every year throughout this country, IPRC meetings for special education teachers. And through those meetings, we start IEPs. So it's mandated that we have to write the IEP within 30 days after our IPRC meetings. So that's another legal binding document is you are a homeroom teacher, for instance, right now.
Yeah.
You stick by the curriculum, right?
Yeah.
You build your long-range plans and your lesson plans based on the curriculum, right?
Yeah.
My curriculum, for the most part, are these IEPs. So I base what I do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis on these mandated IEPs. So those are like the 2 big things in special education that are really mandated.
Okay, about the clientele.
Yeah. Clientele sounds bigger than it is. So right now I have about 50 students across grade 4, 5, and 6s. So there are 7 classes in total. So 3 grade 4s, 2 grade 5s, 2 grade 6s. And out of all that, there's about 50 students who have IEPs. So they're the larger bubble of my clientele, like they're my caseload.
Yeah.
And then from that number, I personally work with 20 of them. So those 20 are more than 3 grade levels below where they should be in either math or literacy. Mm-hmm. So they're are more higher cost, like higher needs, out of the bunch. So we have a 50, and then we have a 20, and then out of that group, there are 2 students who are exceptional high needs. So that would be like the student I work with who's identified with autism, who works in a secluded space in my classroom, for instance. Yeah.
Do you have any unique programming that you offer?
A ton. That's one of the great things about special education. I find that there's a lot of flexibility in what you get to do with the kids. So I'll invite you to view my lovely organization here. So what I do with some of my students, my 2 high cost needs, one is nonverbal and the other one has autism. We do a life skills component. So right now, I'll just quickly show you. I'm trying to hide their names, just in case. Right now we're working on coins. So this is a unique program that I created for 2 of my students, where we're trying to teach them not only how much things are, so the value of coins, but also the names of them. And we do this through worksheets for them practicing which is which. We also do cutouts using money manipulatives, so laminated papers, where we ask our students to place the correct name with the correct coin. So this is one out of many unique programs that I do here in special ed, where it's real practical skills, but it's integrated, right? This is language development, this is articulation, this is spelling, this is reading, this is also math, right? Eventually, one of our goals is to get them to count with these values, right? Or asking things like how many quarters will it take to get to $1? So real practical life skills, but it's integrated in so many other fundamental things with literacy and numeracy. So that is just one of many unique programs we offer here in special education.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Shall we roll the credits?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you for stopping by, ladies.